Hi, it's Maria from Women into Wellness. In the video today, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 different food ideas that you can give as gifts. So thanks for joining me and welcome to my channel, Women into Wellness. This is where I provide you with tools, tips and strategies to help you maximize your potential for wellness and well-being. Now, in a moment, I'm going to give you these 10 different foodie fun gift ideas and healthy gift ideas. But first off, I just want to say the reason I'm going to be recommending a lot of these foods is because they are high nutrient dense foods. That means they contain a lot of vitamin, mineral, antioxidant, phytonutrient, all that good stuff in terms of their content. However, because I'm going to be mentioning so many of them today, I'm not going to have time to go in depth into the nutrient content of each of the food types. So if you want to learn a bit more about them, then you are going to have to do some research. So you can take any of the food names, pop them into a search bar such as Google, and just add the word nutrient onto it and benefit, and you will be able to find out for yourself the reason why I am recommending them for you, because they are so healthful. Now, what I will also add to that is, as I said, because I'm not going to be mentioning it here, you're just going to have to take my word for it that these foods are good for you. So let's get started. Now, the first one is to give the gift of nuts with a nutcracker. Now, it sounds really simple, but when you package this up nicely, it can be a lovely gift. You can throw in there a little bag of the hazelnuts, you can get some Brazil nuts, some walnuts, all the ones that are fun, almonds, the ones that people love to crunch with the nutcracker. Added benefit, if you pop a nutcracker in there, someone's increasing their wrist strength, aren't they? So this is a lovely one to give. You're getting all of those nutrients out of the nuts, extra protein as well, and fiber. It's a filling, healthy snack. That's my number one gift. My number two gift is the gift of tea. Now, I'm going to suggest you go with herbal teas. The reason for this is that when you go with a normal sort of black tea or green tea or jasmine tea, they are all caffeinated, which means someone is going to be having the effects of caffeine on their body, and also it's going to be a diuretic, so it's going to mean that they excrete and actually lose some of their hydration and water content. So I'm going to suggest you stick with herbal teas, and of which there are many wonderful flavors out there. To name a few, you've got things like your chamomile tea, you've got your licorice tea, you've got redbush tea, you've got berry tea, blueberry tea, ginger tea, everything. So have a little look around, find a brand that you think looks nice. And one box is more than enough. Don't feel like you have to overspend on this. However, if you want to make up more of a set, why not buy 3 boxes, pop them together in a little basket. And if you are making a gift up for more than one person, a really good idea is to buy a set of mugs, say for example 6 of them, and then buy 3 boxes of teas, and you can get ones that have variety flavors in them as well, so that's even better. And then just mix up all the different flavors of teas and pop, say, 5 different tea bags. They come in sachets often, in each of the different mugs. Wrap those up. Perhaps you could use just a bow around it, or just give it as it is. If you want to use cellophane, but think about the plastic footprint there, you can wrap that up in something like some tissue paper and put a little bow around it, and that makes a lovely set of gifts, super cheap, especially if you're doing it in bulk, for somebody to enjoy that is healthful. Now, following on the theme of hampers, I'm going to suggest that you make up a seed hamper. Now, we've all probably heard the benefit of seeds and adding these into your diet. You can often buy these pre-packaged in little bags where you can just group them together, pop them in something like a little basket, of which you could just get a wicker basket, again from a pound or dollar store, and create this lovely gift for someone where they can then sprinkle these onto salads. They can use them in their baking. They can put it all over things like their desserts if they're having something like some yogurt and some berries, or into their oatmeal. So what I'm going to suggest for you are these next groups or types of seeds. You could be adding any seeds into these, but I'm going to suggest some for you. So flax seeds, hemp seeds, poppy seeds, chia seeds, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds and pumpkin seeds. There you go. There's 7 different seeds. You can go and find these in health stores. These days they stock them in department stores. You can order them online. and a lot of them can be got fairly cheap. Again, some of these I even do find at sometimes in the pound store, pound shop, pound land, depending on where you are. So just package these up together. Again, a lovely little wicker basket. Pop some tissue around the outside. You're going to see I suggest tissue and not cellophane to reduce our plastic footprint, and a nice little piece of string or some ribbon around the top. A lovely, super nutrient dense gift for somebody. The next one is to make up a superfood powder hamper. Now this doesn't sound too appetizing, but trust me, if you know somebody who is into their health food and into smoothies, then they are going to love you for this, because this is the type of thing that people often put a tablespoonful or so of these items into the smoothie just to get that extra nutrient boost. Now, when I say a superfood, I'm basically just referring to this group of foods that are so highly dense in terms of their nutrient content that at some point somebody decided that they were deemed to have the name super. However, it's just really high nutrient quality foods. Now you could go with any of these, that if you know someone has a particular penchant for particular ones, or you can go into a health food store, you could ask for some advice. I'm going to give you a few examples here. So we could have spirulina, wheatgrass, camu, acai, raw cacao, flaxseed ground down into a powder, maca, acai berries. So there you go, there's 9 of them straight off the bat for you. Let's not forget hemp seed powder as well. So any of those, pick 5, pick 6, or so, however many you could afford or you think. Again, you could pop these in a basket, or you could just lay them one on top of the other. They usually come in, like I said, sachets about so big. Wrap them up with some tissue paper, nice bit of string or ribbon. There you go, superfood hamper gift. Carrying on the theme of a hamper, and this is one for all of those people you know and love who have a sweet tooth, is a dried fruits hamper. Now fruits, as we know, great for us because they contain a lot of fibre, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, phytonutrients, all that good stuff. Now when you're having it for someone in the format of a dried fruit, what's going to happen is that you get that extra burst of sugar. It feels like the relative amount of sugar is there, isn't it? It's more apparent. So this is really going to satiate people who have a sweet tooth, who would normally like those jellied candies or those gummy bears or that Haribo. Instead of giving them that junk food that does nothing for them in terms of health benefits, give them some dried fruit, because I like to say this is nature's answer to candy, right? It's nature's sweet tree. So let's just think of some. You could put anything in there you can find on the shelves of your supermarket, health food store, grocers. Some lovely ones are dates, especially Iranian or medjool dates. Amazing sweet treats, delicious. One of my favourite. Dried cranberries. You can also have banana chips, dried apricots, prunes, dried figs. There's a lot more in there. I'm probably missing some. Goji berries as well. So as well as things like sultanas and raisins, of course, you've got those too if people like those, but some of those other berries have more of that package filled up with the nutrient dense content. So again, pop it in your basket, wrap it up, there's your gift. Okay, so now we're going to move on to a nice vegetable gift. So we all know that we should be supporting our gut microbiome. We do that by eating fermented foods. So I'm going to suggest a jar of pickles. This is a really simple and good one to give. Now, any sort of pickled food may have some of these benefits because it's fermented food. But particularly at this time of the year when people like to eat things like their cheese boards, this can go really nicely with it. So pickled gherkins, pickled onions, you sometimes get things like pickled peppers, let's not forget. All these foods that are in a jar, and as well as the pickled stuff, you can also go for things like jars of olives, also jars of artichokes that have been packaged up. Really nice things to give as gifts. Again, just pop a bow around it. It's a healthful snack that someone can enjoy. That's just getting them the extra bit of vegetable nutrient fibre in there, and especially if it's the fermented pickled ones, I almost forgot sauerkraut, then this is a really nice way of just helping boost that gut microbiome and helping to potentially improve digestion as well. So the next one is a savoury one, it's cheese and crackers. Now you may actually think this is typically not a healthy snack because cheese is high in fat and crackers are a processed food. However, when you just make some tweaks to it and when you understand the reason why I suggest it, you may be on my side on this one. So cheese, you're going to be getting calcium out of that. You're going to be getting your vitamin D out of the cheese. You're going to be getting the sort of fat that it's okay to eat in moderation. So cheese is going to provide that protein in there for somebody, and it's also a really enjoyable treat that can be quite filling because of the high fat content. Now, if you marry this together with the type of cracker that has seeds added to it, it has the whole grain added to it, and it's not just like a plain white based wheat flour cracker, then you're adding in some nutrient as well. So look for something that's whole grain, something that is seeded as well. Pick a hard cheese so that they can just enjoy that combination together. It's going to be a filling snack for them. It's a no-brainer really. For someone who loves savoury food and who loves cheese, pick 2 or so, pick 2 crackers, package it up. Again, it's a nice, easy gift. Now, the last 2 are going to be ones that typically people might not have thought is a healthy treat. The first one is chocolate, but the reason I'm mentioning this is because it's not going to be white or milk chocolate, it's got to be dark chocolate. Now, the higher the percentage of dark chocolate, the more benefits you get, and this is mainly because you're getting antioxidants out of this chocolate. So it's got to be dark chocolate. I'm going to suggest you go above 80% to get more of those health benefits. So it is going to be more of a bitter chocolate that has less sweetness and less creaminess to it, but it's going to have health benefits. And the good thing about dark chocolate as well is that you have the tendency to want to eat less of it because it's so rich. Someone's more likely to just eat 1 cube of it. They're often quite big, aren't they? The cubes of these are bigger than a normal milk chocolate bar. They're going to probably eat 1 block of that or 2 blocks and feel like they're done. Also marries together very well with the dried fruit I mentioned earlier and with the nuts. So for example, if you wanted to make up a nut hamper and or a dried berry hamper, then pop this in there as well. Why not add some coconut flakes or some banana chips, and you're ready to go. But don't let me confuse you because you've already got some ideas there for your hampers, but this is a really nice one to add. So over 80% dark chocolate, it's a winner. It's a winner all round. And my last one is wine. And yes, this isn't typically thought to be a healthy food. However, you may have heard that there can be health benefits achieved from having red wine. So no, I'm not saying Prosecco, I'm not saying white wine, I'm not saying a nice sweet Moscato to go with your dessert. What I'm suggesting is that you go for a red wine, and the reason for this is there's going to be some antioxidants provided in there, some benefits for heart health. So it's a good idea to 1 bottle. You don't need to be buying someone a crate, and generally it's encouraged. That healthfulness is associated with having the 1 glass of red wine a day. So buy them that 1 bottle of nice wine. You can get really good wine. It doesn't need to be a 15 or 20 pound bottle of wine. You can get a nice wine for £5 or £6, especially if you shop and you're going in a supermarket, or you can go and ask for advice in a particular off-license or wine vendors. But certainly some places like Lidl have great wines that you can buy for £5 or £6 that will be enjoyable and will go with most types of food. Now, I did mention food, but I couldn't go into this category without also mentioning food equipment. So if you want to buy something, this is going to probably increase your expenditure a little bit, then a good idea is to get somebody a type of equipment that's going to help lean them towards a healthier lifestyle. So this might be getting them a blender so that they can make more soups and smoothies, or a juicer so that they can start juicing their own drinks if they're into that. But I would recommend a blender above a juicer because you're going to keep that fibrous content in the food, which is so beneficial for health. Also makes it slightly cheaper. or something like a spiralizer. And this is one of these devices you can use on vegetables, things like courgette, so that you can spiralize it down and start making courgette noodles, courgette spaghetti, that kind of fun stuff. So those are just 3 really simple things that you can use to just help someone start thinking more about preparing their food in a healthier way. Let's not forget things like a steamer as well, because that is going to pack all of that, keep those nutrients within that food when you are steaming it rather than boiling it. And things like a slow cooker or a pressure cooker, so that they can cook healthful stews or soups easily on the go in one pot cooking, and or start to cook things like your beans, your lentils, your dried peas, all of that good stuff, the legumes as well, and the pulses that need to be cooked over a longer amount of time. They can just pop that in the pressure cooker or the slow cooker and pop in some herbs, and then have a big batch cook and use those throughout the week to just make healthier eating a little bit easier and quicker. So there you have it. There are my 10 ideas for healthy foodie gifts. So I hope you found some interesting and useful ideas out of these. If you have, please pop in the comments below which of these ones you think is going to be most useful, or which one you're going to go and buy for someone you know, care and love. So thanks for watching this video. If you found it useful, then please go ahead and share it so that other people can benefit. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications for future videos. And until I see you next time, thanks for watching and I wish you well.